Hello, my name is Beck and welcome to a weekly reading vlog. I am currently reading a physical book and that is King of Thorns by Mark Lawrence. It's the second book in his Broken Empire trilogy. Empire, not Earth, that's N.K. Jemisin. Broken Empire is Mark Lawrence. He writes this trilogy that is very dark and unique, and Jorg, the main character, is not a good person. So when I'm reading it, I know that my partner really loved them because they were so dark and so different. But for me, I don't know if they're necessarily my taste, so I don't think I'm going to give it a really high rating. So I'm not slamming the book, I'm not reading it to actively dislike it and talk about how much I'm not liking it. I'm reading it because there are some amazing cinematic scenes in there that my partner really wants to discuss with me. So that's why I'm reading them ultimately, because he really wants me to read them, so I'm going to read them so I can talk about them with him. But the other thing that I'm reading is an audiobook, and that is Lux by Brandon Sanderson. And this is a Texas novella of The Reckoners, so it's a continuation of a trilogy. The trilogy is complete. It's called Steelheart, the first book, and it's essentially a revenge story. It's an urban fantasy. It's about a guy whose dad gets murdered by this superhero kind of figure called Steelheart, and now all of the people that have been blessed by this, essentially this star called Calamity that has come to Earth, everyone who's been touched by this star in some way manifests like an X-Men-like ability, and they are called the Epics. But the Epics are not good. They're not superheroes. They've all got darkness in them, and so because of that, David is a human. His father was murdered by Steelheart and now he wants revenge, so he teams up with a group of human rebels called the Reckoners, and they go out and try and kill Steelheart. So that is a trilogy. It's a young adult urban fantasy trilogy, and then on the back of that there is a branch off in the series, and that is what I'm reading on audiobook. It's called Lux. It's set in Texas. I think the original series is set in New York or Chicago or something, and so I'm liking it so far. It has barely started. I'm only like 3% into the audiobook, but because it's a novella and I think a novella series continuation, then I'm anticipating I'm going to finish it by this week, because ideally I'd like to finish it before August starts. That's what this vlog really is. It's me trying to actually read the books that I said I'd read in July. And I've just decided not to continue Caliban's War because at the moment it's just not something that my brain can handle, a very large scale sci-fi book with a lot of detail. So I think I'm just going to go with King of Thorns and my current audiobook, and I'll see how I go with those. But I haven't actually done some reading today, so that is the plan. After I film a couple of videos, I'm going to sit down and read, or I'm going to sit down and listen to my audiobook and drink some tea and be nice and cozy, because it is freezing in Australia. It is not nice and summery like over in the US. Hello, it's now Thursday. I have not updated because for some reason today I thought it was Wednesday. The days have kind of gotten away from me. I have read about half of the Lux audiobook, and I have a friend here with me who's very distracting but very adorable. This is Lena. We're babysitting her at the moment. And so I think I'm just going to end up playing with Lena instead of actually reading, and she's biting my sock right now. Look, come here Lena, come here. Can you sit? Can you sit? Oh, she's so cute. I can't deal with how cute she is. So safe to say a lot of reading hasn't really been done. I still haven't continued reading Mark Lawrence's book because I'm really struggling. Shh, baby, sit down. I'm just struggling to read at the moment, clearly, and I have a very cute distraction in addition to being busy in general, so I might cut to some montage footage of Lena because she's trying to eat me. Okay, where's your bone? Hopefully she finds it, because I don't know where it is. Okay, now that she's stopped biting me, I'm really loving Lux, and it's surprisingly heartbreaking. I forgot how apocalyptic it was. She's got a cardigan, not a bone. Lena, why are you being so naughty? Clearly Puppy wants attention, and this reading vlog is a bit doomed. But it's okay. Hopefully I'll finish Lux, but we'll see how we go. I have videos to edit today, and then I've also got a call with a friend. So I don't think reading is going to happen very much today, but I'm going to try and knock some pages over of King of Thorns. I'm liking it so far because it's different, it's interesting, like the reasons I mentioned at the start of the vlog, but I'm not particularly drawn to it, so I don't think I'm going to give it more than a 3, but we'll see. It could surprise me and it could give me an awesome plot twist and then make my rating go up, but she's trying to give me a cardigan, so I'll catch you later. And now it is Sunday and sadly Lena has now gone home, so we're not puppy sitting anymore and I have no more excuses not to read anything, but I still haven't finished the book that I'm currently reading. I've actually decided to DNF King of Thorns because it's just a book that I thought I would be able to read, but it turns out that my attention span is just not grabbing onto it. I don't like the way that Jorg is written. I don't like his darkness of his character. If he was just kind of morally grey, I think I'd get on board, but he's technically kind of villainous and he is a rapist. His character just is not set up in a way that is a good person. So while it is interesting and unique and dark, it's just personally not for me. And so I've tried it. I got 25 pages in and I just don't see myself continuing. And this is the second book in a trilogy. So I have read the first book. I gave it a 3, but I don't think, like I said, I'm going to continue. So unfortunately, I'm DNFing this series. I gave it a go. It's not for me. I need to move on. And I thought, you know what? I need to spice up this reading vlog and pick up something short and snappy. And I did. And then it didn't really work out the way I wanted it to. And that is the first volume of Bitch Planet. I've had this sitting on my shelf for a while because I got volumes 1 and 2 when they were on sale. And I thought, you know what? This sounds interesting and dark. And I think that it would be my cup of tea. It's kind of a sci-fi dystopian story where there are women who don't fit into society's rules as society deems them to be a little bit different. Whether that's a tiny difference or quite a large difference, everybody gets kind of policed and so they get put into this game, this arena game. And it's not like a Hunger Games style of game where they're all in there to fight to the death. It's literally just like an Olympic sport game that everybody tunes in to watch, but it's rigged obviously, and there's a lot of politics in here. And ultimately I just didn't connect with any of the characters whatsoever. I didn't like the way the story was laid out. I didn't like the delivery. I enjoyed the concept, but I just couldn't get on board with the different kind of things that it was presenting to me. So I thought it would be amazing, but it was just not pulled off in a way that interested me. So I'm giving this a 2 stars. I'm unhauling them. They're honestly not for me. This reading vlog really feels like it's tanked at the end, but I am still reading Lux. I haven't read any more, but I've got 5 hours left and I'm really liking it. That's going to be at least a 4 or a 5 stars depending on what the ending is, and it's at 26% right now, so I'm not even halfway through and I'm loving it. So I think it's going to go up to a higher rating, which I hope it does because I've had a few duds lately. And then I realized that I'm going to be reading 2 Brandon Sanderson books if I started this, but I started it anyway, and that is Starsight. This is on my August TBR video. I recently finished Skyward and I'm doing a reread before Cytonic comes out in November, and I've read 11 pages of this and I'm enjoying myself. So this is naturally going to be the book that I continue reading physically, and I'd like to obviously get it done before November, but I think that's a pretty doable goal. I've got a few other things on my August TBR that seem like they could be doable, so hopefully I can pick and choose between those and get a few more books read. But as for this vlog, that is the end. Thank you so much for watching. I'll come chat to you down below and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.